The Forsus fatigue-resistant device is a unique appliance designed to achieve efficient Class 2 correction. It is composed of two main components, a spring module and a push rod. The spring module is attached to the upper first molars through the headgear tube, and the push rod is clamped onto the lower arch wire. The device is engaged when the push rod is inserted into the spring module. The spring is deflected when it rests against the built-in stop on the push rod, creating force. Whether the mouth is open or closed, when the spring is deflected and the push rod stops, it is generating force. The spring is reinforced by a telescopic mechanism. It expands and compresses along a linear axis and doesn't pull into the check. Lab tests have shown that even after millions of cycles, the spring maintains its force ability and doesn't significantly fatigue. The result is an appliance that is easy to install and use, work consistently, and achieves Class 2 correction without requiring any form of patient compliance. The following instructions for the Forsus fatigue-resistant device are intended to provide basic steps to install, reactivate, and remove the appliance. Before installation, there are some general clinical requirements for the Forsus fatigue-resistant device. It is important to take the following initial steps to control desired movement of the complete mandibular arch. First, use either 17 by 25 stainless steel arch wire or 19 by 25 stainless steel arch wire depending on your particular slot size. Second, ligate the lower brackets where the push rod will rest with a stainless steel ligature. This will prevent unwanted rotation of the teeth, supporting the appliance's force. Third, the lower arch wire should be securely cinched to control anchorage and mesial flaring of the lower arch. Fourth, when using the Forsus easy to module, ensure before installation that it fits properly in the occlusal headgear tubes of the upper first molar buccal tubes. Finally, it is best to measure for the proper push rod length before installing the spring module into the headgear tube. To measure the correct push rod size with the jaw in centric position, place the distal end of the measuring gauge distal to the headgear tube and the mesial end of the gauge where the push rod will be placed on the lower arch. The objective is to select a push rod length that deflects the spring enough to exert force but doesn't completely compress the spring when engaged, such as against the lower cuspid bracket or the lower first bicuspid bracket, or optionally against a garden locked place distal to the bracket on the arch wire. The appropriate size of push rod is indicated on the measuring gauge. There are two types of attachment mechanism in the Forsus fatigue-resistant device system: the L-pin module and the easy-to module. The L-pin module allows for more flexible installation options and movement in the mouth. The easy-to module allows for more consistent installation and prevents the spring from pivoting into the cheek. Together, they provide the orthodontist with options to treat each Class 2 case according to specific needs.